Welcome in, one and all. It's Saturday, it's the middle of the month, and that can only mean it's time to gather for a fireside chat. A time to catch up with the community, to talk about things that we have ongoing, things that we have upcoming, and things that we have in the works. It's a chance to take the community's temperature on some ideas that I'm having, let you guys know let me know what you guys want to see more of, and ultimately, I'm setting up the music. Ultimately, it is a way to build topics for Subday at the end of the month. So we have some sample topics here, as always, and we'll be talking about these. But of course, we can also talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, as always, it is a good time to bring them forward. You don't have to wait for the fireside chat. You don't have to wait for Subday to bring these things to the floor. But, excuse me, it can certainly be helpful. Excuse me. So, without any further ado, hello Outlaw, good to see you. As people are coming in and getting settled, let me start with something that really only I can discuss. The move. This will very likely be the last fireside chat from my current setup. And there are some risks involved between now and the next fireside chat setup. So let's talk about the move itself, where, why, the risks involved, and hopefully the favorable outcome. So, where am I moving? Casa de Foxbard currently is at my parents' house. I've lived here for the majority of my life. My parents help me with things that I need help with because I'm disabled. My parents are also disabled, and, we kind of help each other. But the house is not a place for me to focus on when I want to focus on. Sure, I could focus on the stream well enough, for the most part, but, well, there are some things that I can't do here, and the stars are aligning and I'm able to do them. And we'll be talking about that in just a moment, but where am I going? So, my aunt lived nearby in a smaller but equally as nice house, about 10 minutes away. Some time ago, she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, dementia. And there was a very slow decline in which she eventually regressed beyond any form of consciousness and ultimately passed. This happened very recently. This happened just a couple of weeks ago. And my grandmother, her sister, had been taking care of her for some time. So much so that it became a relief when the aunt finally passed. Not to say that she was not loved and that she is not missed, but she was not her for several years now. And it weighed on the family, and my aunt's sister, my grandmother, has 2 properties in her name already. She has a house, and then she has my aunt's house, because my aunt bequeathed... She didn't have all of her wherewithal when my gran came to take care of her. So she could only get, very specific legal things from my aunt. And one of the things that she got was basically control over my aunt's well-being, such as it was, the property, and all of her possessions. So the possessions are currently being sorted through and either sold, committed, or given to friends and neighbors. The property, however, is where my gran is staying. Her other house is occupied by other members of the family, but my aunt's house is currently just my gran. It did not have internet, it did not have television, cable, any of that, but it was nice and it was away from my folks. So I said, a while ago, like ages ago, I said, hey Gran, can I move into the house? And she said, you have to wait for your aunt to pass. And I said, okay. Now, I don't want anyone to think that my aunt passed and immediately I was like, hey, I want the house. No. We talked about it, my gran and I talked about it, and it was acceptable for me to move in. I am not in any way rebuffing my gran. I'm not in any way taking the house from her. She is allowing me to stay, help with bills and things like that, work, and ultimately, as she ages, I will be taking care of her and, in the end, get the house. And we have started moving my stuff around. So, where? I'm going to my gran's house, previously my aunt's house, and I should still be able to stream. Normally. Cool. Why? Well, couple of reasons. One, I don't want to stay in this house my whole life. I can't think of who does. That is to say, who wants to stay in their childhood home their entire life. It can get frustrating. And I'm tired of dealing with that frustration, to be honest. On top of that, I want to help my gran. I'm very close to my gran. I want to, help her. I also want to, make sure that I can, live on my own, physically, and help with bills and all of that stuff. But also, the ultimate point, the ultimate reason, is because Nyx is here. Nyx, as many of you know, is my partner. We've been together for a bit now. And she is here. She's nearby. She's a part of my life. And in order to continue that, we can't stay in this house where I'm currently sitting, but there's enough room at Gran's for her and for us to focus on what we want to do, namely our lives together, my stream, and her art. So that's the main crux of the matter that's pushing this, is Nyx is here. Nyx was in a rough situation that she has thusly been gotten out of, and we want her to stay comfortable in where we can get her. Now, one second. Sorry about that. Speaking of Nyx, she just walked in and said that she's heading back up to the other town while I finish up the stream here. Now, the move does not come without risks, to say nothing of car accidents, things being damaged in transit, fights with family, etc. The main thing is my PC. Hearthstone may not survive the trip. And this is something that I've been thinking about a lot, thinking about how to do it, thinking about the best way to do this. Hearthstone will likely be the last thing that we move. What I'm hoping is, on my last day here, once everything else has been packed up and moved, including my bed, it will likely either be on a Thursday or a Friday. I don't know yet, but that's probable. And I will shut everything down, as carefully as I can, pack up everything, but I live in the mountains. I live in the middle of nowhere, kind of, and the roads are not fantastic. Hearthstone is old. Hearthstone is not as powerful as what I need it to be on the best of days, and I've been working Hearthstone hard for quite some time. there is a risk that Hearthstone will not survive the trip. If that happens, I could be down for months. I don't know. I'm going to try to get a new PC. It's in the October fundraiser. We'll be talking about that in a little bit. You can see it at the bottom of the screen there. I'm going to try to get a new PC. I'm going to try to get everything sorted, but there is a chance that this move will kill Hearthstone, and if that happens, I'm in trouble. But tomato potato, we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Now, the favorable outcome is everything goes off without a hitch. Right now, some of my furniture has already been moved. Most of my clothes and my various bric-a-brac decorations have been moved. There is more of all of that to do. My streaming equipment has not been touched. My bed has not been touched. But the favorable outcome is everything gets moved over. I plug everything back in, get it set up. Hearthstone immediately loads. I'm able to access the internet that has been bought and paid for and is being set up later this week. And then I can stream regularly. I'm moved in and I'm sorted for the most part. Now, the work does not end there, obviously. I have to do all kinds of stuff. I have to get my name on some paperwork. I have to contact the new township about some problems to the public sidewalks around the house that I need to get sorted. I've got my usual day-to-day stream stuff and my usual day-to-day life stuff that I have to do and settle into a new routine. So there's going to be some growing pains, of course. But the favorable outcome ultimately is business as usual after the move, with as few missed streams as possible during the move and afterwards. But that is the information that is relevant to you guys. You can, I will let you know when I'm turning Hearthstone off. Hopefully not for the last time, but if it happens, it happens. I will let you guys know when I'm back, at home, or at the new place, rather, set up, Nix is set up, all of that good stuff. Now, help would be appreciated. I'm not outright saying, hey, so-and-so person, hey, Sharp-Eyed Kitsune, give me your money. I'm not saying that. But this is understandably stressful. There's a lot of unknowns, a lot of things could happen, and I do have a fundraiser going on. So, not to turn this into a sob story, but if this is compelling you to want to help, consider my hat out, because it's kind of important. Speaking of, is this my hat? Let me see what this is. Yes, this is my hat. Okay, perfect. My hat is out, and, anything will help you guys get more stretch goals for October, and it will also help me with this move. Now, if Hearthstone breaks, I'm going to have to tap into the October funds to get new stuff. A lot of the October funds are going for a new PC anyway, but what I'm saying is, and just a fair warning, the stuff that requires payment in the October fundraiser stretch goals will have to get pushed back. That's not to say that I'm not going to fulfill them. You guys bought them. That's what it's for. I'm just saying it will take me more time to get them, and some understanding of that will be appreciated. That's pretty much all there is to know about the move. I will be streaming as much as I can. I will let you guys know when I can. Right now, I'm doing a double stream today. This is the second one. I'm doing a double stream tomorrow. Monday, I'm doing an afternoon stream only. Normally, I would have a meeting. I don't know if I'm going to make that meeting. I'm going to do some more packing and cleaning here at my parents' house. At some point, I'm going to need to go back to the other house and help get some stuff set up. I also have a doctor's appointment on Wednesday. Excuse me. And on Thursday, the internet is being hooked up over there. Now, I'm not going to move Hearthstone that day. It's not in the cards. It'll probably be a week or two later before I can do that. And That's going to be hectic and hellacious and awful. But it is a thing. And what that means is I should still be good for at least VOM on Thursday. But I might miss an afternoon stream on Thursday, this coming Thursday, to facilitate the internet being set up. And, like, make sure that it works and all that good stuff. And go from there. But that's what I got for the move in the foreseeable future. That's basically all I've got for right now. I don't really know what other streams I'll be missing and when I'll be moving stuff and whatever. But I have been urged by everyone around me with a car who will be facilitating the move of stuff to work when I can. So if there is work to be done, if there's a stream to be done, I should do it. Which means it sounds like the people in the know are going to be relegating the stuff that I need to do to Fridays, which is a big help. But at the same time, if something comes up and I need to be there, I'm going to prioritize the move. That's what I've got. Any questions? Anybody got questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions about the move? I am happy to hear them. Nightfall the continues says happy for you, Bard. Well, thank you, Nightfall. I appreciate that. If nobody has any questions, if you guys feel that I have explained what is happening and the weirdness that is happening, you know, I would like to move on to stuff that matters to you guys, right? Like, I would rather talk about things that are important to the viewers of the stream. The Outlaw Taco says, not really anything, but I wish I could be of more help. Dude, you hang out, you add to my viewer count, you talk, which is a huge thing for a streamer. You're on the Discord, you're a member of this community, and the Court of the Present doesn't let you go without a sub. So, frankly, you're good. There is nothing else you need to do, homie. Like, if your situation changes and you're in a position to support the stream, you know, I am appreciative, certainly, but mate, I would rather somebody be here every day and talk and keep chat moving and add to the view count so that I can get higher in the listings and get more friends in and let the court do what the court do than somebody who subs and lurks. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful to the people who sub and lurk, but I've said it for years and I'll continue to say it. Regulars mean more to me than subs. I have a new water jug and I'm not doing well at emptying it. Huh. So, let's move on. Open Dice Night 2022. As of 3 days ago, we opened up Open Dice Night 2022. December, I took so that I can traditionally take my New Year's slot and bring in the new year in 2022. We're not doing one in October because of October, excuse me. And since then, only one of the people who were like, yo, Doug, here's $5 under the table. Can I have an Odeon slot? Only one person who did that has spoken up. Everybody else has disappeared. I don't know if they haven't been able to make the stream, or they haven't been looking at Discord or whatever, but we've got 8 months available in 2022 for sponsors. We've got Sibs 143 in June, and we've got, I want to say, Journeyman Vader in August? Let me check that, just to make sure that I'm not talking out of my ass. April. Vader in April, Sibs in June, none in October, and me in December. But every other month needs a sponsor. So, we got plenty of time. We got plenty of time, but, jump in, friends. We'd love to have you. Open Dice Night is a chance for new GMs, new systems, and new players to come to the forefront. It's a time to see if you like GMing, see if you like tabletop stories, and, grab a month. So if you guys want them, jump on them. The sooner we get Odeon filled up for the year, the sooner I'm not worried about whether or not you guys want to continue to do Open Dice Night. Right, if I can look at the sponsors and see that all the months are covered and I don't need to worry about it, then I don't question whether or not Open Dice Night is enjoyable. Sorry, I'm having some water because I'm really thirsty. Barring that, I'm gonna stress, so I'm gonna keep talking about it. If you guys want a month, jump on it. Nightfall the Kitsune says, I'm tempted to ask for a towards the end of the year slot, but I know that this upcoming year is going to be so hectic and take so much planning to run anything. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. But taking a slot at the end of the year means that you have plenty of time to plan, and if something comes up, we have plenty of time to replace you, friend. Just saying. So I guess my first question to chat via Odeon 2022 is, do you guys like Open Dice Night? Is that something that you guys enjoy? Because in my opinion, it's one of the most important shows that I do, if not the most important. But it's also understandably stressful, because we've got people usually like untested coming onto the stream to do this, that, and the other thing, and either I'm not on stage or I am on stage but somebody else is leading, and it's a stressful time, but I enjoy doing it, and so far the response seems to be pretty good. But I want to hear from you guys. Nightfall the Kitsune says, I think I'm going to take November of 2022 and resume plotting for a thing I wanted to do. Well, you better tell Night Mist Okami to update the board, boy! So we can get you in for November. The Outlaw Otaku says, yes, it's really fun seeing new systems. Cool. The Keepers are already on it, getting Nightfall added to the list. I glanced over at my Discord, and it's already handled. So, apparently, some of the filing admin Keepers are lurking, and I didn't know they were here. Hello, admins. Good to see you. So, if nobody has any questions about Odeon 2022, the Outlaw Talker says, thank you, Keepers. Absolutely thank you, Keepers. Cheers to that. Speaking of which, our current stretch goal is art of our Keepers, so we could get art of all of our friendos. Nightfall the Kitsune says something we're always here one way or another, and it's helpful. I've had so many people say, Kit, your stream is so structured. Kit, your chat is so nice. Kit, your community is so strong. It's because of the Keepers. Like, full stop. Even if they're just lurking and dealing with bots, or if they're, making a show of having swords in chat, I cannot do what I do because I would be stressing about chat without the Keepers. The Keepers are great. The Keepers help me, program the barkeep. The Keepers are amazing. 10 out of 10. Best mods on Twitch. If there was a mod competition across all of Twitch about who had the best mods, and there was events to compete in and whatever, I would wager the Keepers against any team. There's a couple of channels that would be stiff competition, but I dare say the Keepers would at the very least place, if not win. Top 5 for sure, and certainly my favorite. So, cheers, Keepers. So, if there are no other questions about Open Dice Night 2022, then the only other thing that I will say on the matter is everybody look at Star Dancer and convince them to do an Odeon. I'm about to get angry messages. I'm about to get angry messages for that one. Sarda just says, what? Stardion! We went to Stardion! Yes, see, Nightfall gets it. Stardion! Stardion! I'm not short-selling you, Nightfall. There are some channels that the moderation is automated to a scary degree, and I'm not talking about Nightbot. I'm talking about personal AI that only that channel has that moderates. It's... I didn't say... I didn't say you guys were not great. I'm just saying, when it comes to other channels, there's some rough stuff. Anyway, so the next thing I have on my list is Arttober. Arttober stretch goals for this year. Shall we go over the stretch goals, friends? So, as you can see, we've covered quite a bit of ground this year, but there's 40 days left in the fundraiser, and there is an absolute shitload of goals. Nightfall like Kitsune says, AI doesn't count, that's like putting the Terminator in the Olympics. Well, you're right. You're right. Anyway. So, we've already funded a lot of stuff. As you can see, my new PC is mixed in there. But, we're still only in Tier 1. What I have not really had a chance to do yet is talk to the community writ large, or as large as possible, about what you guys think of the stretch goals. What you guys think of these fundraiser stretch goals. We funded Arttober in 37 minutes on August 1st, and since then, we scrambled and we put this list of goals together. I tried to organize them by tier. I talked with the keepers about like what order they should appear in, how much they should cost, etc. Tier 1 is on the left, Tier 2 is in the middle, and Tier 3 is on the right. And as you work down, things get more expensive and become bigger, with the ultimate goal in Tier 3 being MaskCon, a personalized like meetup for the community. You know, everything or as many things as possible covered by that stretch goal. But as of right now, all I've done is said, these are the stretch goals. This is what we can work towards. But at no point did I say, what do you guys think? Do you have any opinions? Would you like to ask any questions, provide suggestions, voice concerns, or offer opinions on these goals? Because I would love to hear them. What do you guys have to say about the Arttober fundraiser, Arttober in general, or the stretch goals in specific? Please, the floor is yours. Speak up. The Fireside Chat is for you guys. What we got? And I apologize for the noise. I'm currently fidgeting with a tape measure. I'm not currently using it for anything useful. I'm just fidgeting with it and it's making noise, and I apologize. The Outlaw Otaku says, it all seems fine to me. Well, fair enough, friend. Do you understand implicitly everything on the stretch goal list? Do you have any questions? Does anything strike you as odd or dangerous or somewhat unfortunate, and you'd like to voice a concern about it? Would you guys like me to go through the list in greater detail? Because I will. It's up to you guys. I'm surprised Nightfall doesn't have anything to say. The Outlaw Taco says, sure, go through it in detail. Alright. So, the original set of Arttober goals to get custom art, custom merch, get all the games we wanted to play, and do some giveaways was, the original goal was like 400 and some. It was the biggest Arttober fundraiser yet. It was a lot. And the games are already bought. The games are already paid for. Like, we're sorted on, like, the vast majority of the Arttober games, with the exception of, like, 1 or 2. We have a ton of Arttober games already bought, and then on top of that, we've made all this money. So, from there, the first goal for Arttober, the first stretch goal, is always an Inktober list. So, that is to say, you guys will get art prompts every day over the course of the month to, like, make your own art and be involved in what it is that we're doing. So, it will fit the theme. Every year has a theme. Last year's theme was emotion. So, every day during the 2020 Arttober, every day there was a prompt. It was some kind of emotion, and then you guys would make art for the Inktober list. It could be a drawing, a painting, it could be physical media, it could be writing something, it could be... We have a couple people who do music, which is kind of cool. So as long as you make something artistic that you can argue fits the theme, you get channel currency, which is kind of cool. We got a lot of really cool art. You can find it on the Discord, by the way. It's all there. But, the first stretch goal is always to get that list up for you guys. So this year's theme is elements greater than their sums. So, like, some concepts under elements that could be Inktober prompts. It could be, like, the 4 elements a la Avatar: The Last Airbender, air, earth, fire, and water. It could be elements like elements on the periodic table. It could be elements as in, like, ingredients, not necessarily in cooking, though that is also a thing, but like ingredients in a recipe. Anything that adds up to a broader whole could be involved. So, for example, like leadership would be a really good element for this Inktober. Teamwork, but also things like foundation, grounding. But even then, on top of that, we have, like, a good prompt could be, like, art. Because society cannot function without art. You know, art doesn't implicitly add anything, but society collapses without it. So there's, like, things like that will be the Inktober prompts. The Outlaw Otaku says, so writing a short story or a poem would count? Absolutely. Absolutely it would. You could write a long story if you want, but there's a different prompt every day, and you can do any prompt at any time, but if you do the day's prompt on the day, you get a bonus. So it's kind of like a login bonus. If you do Arttober day 4's prompt on day 10, that's fine. You'll get some currency for it. But if you do the day 10 prompt on the day of day 10, you'll get a bonus. So if you do it every day, you're gonna get quite a lot of channel currency, and hopefully we'll have some rewards for you guys for that. Additional giveaways, so more games being given away, more tea, more merch, all of that will be given away. Like, we were going to do some, now we're going to do more. And then new PC parts, so anytime you see new PC : blah, it's the parts for the new PC. And especially with this move, providing Hearthstone holds on, I still really need that new PC. That's going to be where the bulk, hopefully anyway, the bulk of the Arttober money is going to be going. At least that's the plan. Merch of Arttober's past. So we've done Arttober for a good few years now. We've had merch every year, and traditionally I don't put the merch up again once Arttober is over. I might do the previous Arttobers, but if you missed colors catch your eye, you're out of luck. unless we fund that stretch goal, which we did. So this year, if you want to get your collection of t-shirts, hoodies, posters, mugs, like whatever you guys want, we'll talk about what merch you guys want probably in September, and I will put it up for all of October. So if you want the first October stuff, you can grab it. If you want the second October stuff, you can grab it, etc. As well as this year's stuff. Now, the old stuff will be discounted. It won't be as expensive as the current year stuff, but, you know, you still gotta buy it. There's still, like, merch out there. So if you guys wanna set aside some money and get your thing, and I don't think we will be able to do a complete October package giveaway. I would love to do that, but that's gonna be like $300 on my side to do that, and I just don't think I'm gonna have that to spare. But we'll probably give away previous October stuff, just in and of itself, as well as current October stuff. I'll see how feasible an October package is, because that would be kind of cool, right? That would be kind of cool to be like, yo, welcome to the stream. Here's every October t-shirt that we've done. That might be kind of fly, actually. I will see how bad that is. We're definitely not going to be able to do many. We might not be able to do any, but I kind of want to do at least one, the more that I think about it. We'll see. And then community chosen emotes. You know, we have our affiliate tier emotes available. Unlocked by sub count. We have every slot that an affiliate can get, as well as our bit tier emotes. If you cheer bits in the channel, you get emotes based on our decisive action tabletop characters. We have the first complete set, that is to say the Nightlights, from A Little Adventure into Waterdeep featuring the Nightlights, into Tales of the Nightlights, and into Six Emperor Draconis featuring the Nightlights. These characters have been with us for quite some time now and are continuing to do so. But the Waterdeep Dragon Heist variant of the Nightlights is in -1. As you guys cheer bits in the channel, you unlock slots, and I can put the emotes in those slots. I have all of the emotes on my side. I'm just missing one slot to put the complete set of the Nightlights in. Once you unlock those with bits, by the way, they are permanent. If you really like Decisive Action, this also includes if you're watching the VOD, by the way, and you want to use the DA emotes across Twitch, and you want to cheer bits in the channel, and then never sub again, you still get those you get those bit tier emotes. They are permanent unlocks. And then we have our subscriber tier emotes, our 5 Fox Bard emotes, which are in. But wait, there's more. If you have Better Twitch TV or Frankerface Z with the emote pack, both of which are free browser extensions, they also have mobile client versions. They add a lot of functionality to your Twitch viewing experience. On top of that, they allow for streamers to have more emote slots. You get a certain number for free. You can pay a, in my opinion, very reasonable rate to get, I think, 50 emotes that you can add. We currently have like 27, either from me or from like people who want me to clear them on my channel, which I'm happy to do. We have a lot of emotes, and we have already funded 5 more. Over the course of this fundraiser, or rather over the course of these stretch goals, there are a total of 15 additional emotes that can be unlocked, and we'll get those in. So we'll see where we end up. Now, I'm always adding new emotes over time, but I choose what those are. Whereas with the October emotes, you guys, the community chosen emotes, what you guys want, and we go from there. That's how we got Sharp Break, Sharp Helping, Sharp Map, Sharp Halo, A couple of others were community chosen emotes. All of which, by the way, if they're orange, they're being retouched, and if they're white, they're the permanent version. Speaking of which, I don't know if it's in yet. I don't know if it's on the channel yet, but Sharp Cozy has been updated. I'm waiting to hear back from BTTV. They might have cleared it, I'm not sure, but it's definitely on the Discord. Our new Sharp Cozy is in, and it is adorable. So if you have Better Twitch TV, BTTV, or FrankerFaceD with the emote pack, you can help us make community emotes. Now, some of these emotes, if I ever make partner and unlock more paid emote slots, some of these emotes will be going into sub-emote mode. However, that will free up more free slots, so we can have even more emotes, and, more to the point, there are some emotes that will always be free. Community emotes, unless I specifically tell you otherwise, and we discuss it as a group, community emotes will always be free. So, keep that in mind. Art of the Keepers is the current stretch goal that we're working towards. This means that, basically, if they don't have it already, I'm going to get custom, full-color, full-detail art for every single Keeper. I will prioritize the active ones, but if you guys want to see, you know, our Chief Lurker, Enderbender 12, you know, sniping bots from his shadowy corner, if you guys want to see the button-pushing Kitsune Nightfall, you know, if you guys want to see the absent-minded halfling, or the journeyman Vader, like, whatever they want, as long as it adheres to channel rules, Twitch TOS, and, you know, however they want to personify themselves, I will have art of them made. We'll make a gallery of it. That gallery will be publicly available. So if you guys want to draw fan art of the Keepers, whatever, that will be available to peruse and get inspired by. If you just want to see how they view themselves, it will all be in a gallery. It will be on the Discord. It will probably be on my Twitter. It will probably be pinned below the stream. All kinds of stuff. We will get that out for you guys. I'll probably... Ooh, that's an idea. I could put it below the stream, and each Keeper could put a little blurb on their art so you know who they are and what they do. So, like, Ender and Delta could be like, hi, we're the archivists. We also help out in chat, and we like sniping bots, but our main focus is the YouTube archive. You can find it over here, and this is what we do, and, you know, if you have any questions. And, you know, Nightfall could be like, hi, I do Arctober stuff and scheduling, and I generally make a nuisance of myself during DA, etc., etc. And, you know, we could just see what they want to do with that. I think that might be kind of cool. And then the Keeper emotes will be much the same thing. It will probably be very similar to their art, so you could tell it's the same Keeper. But depending on, like, what pose they want, I have a feeling Enderbender is going to want a lurk emote. Just to have, like, Ender in the corner with his knife ready to go. Nightfall the Kitsune says, make a nuisance of myself during DA? Motherfucker, that switch doesn't turn off. I mean, valid. That is entirely valid, but you're also making my point. But yeah, the emotes would be, like, of the same character, so you could easily tag your favorite Keeper, tag a Keeper who is doing a thing, or needs to get a message, or is doing a good job, whatever. So, you know, if you guys... You know, I see people say, like, thanks, Star, thanks, Ender, thanks, Nightfall, when something happens. But how cool would it be to be able to do, like, Sharp Love, Sharp Keeper, Delta, thanks, Delta, for the archives, Sharp Love, Sharp Keeper, Delta, and have the little Scotsman pop up. I think that would be great, and I think it would really make the Keepers feel special and included, and I think that's important. Because, you know, they help, and I pay them to help, but at the same time, they're members of this community, and they have a difficult job. Like, they have a difficult job, because I run my mouth, I incite violence, you know, people enjoy setting me off, and to a certain degree, that's fine. But when somebody starts being a bigger asshole than me, which is admittedly hard to do, the keepers always step in quickly. Occasionally too quickly, but that's neither here nor there. From there, we have the Divinity Original Sin 2 playthrough. So, this might seem like a random thing. Let me explain. Larian Studios is legendary. Larian Studios made a lot of games that were not very good. And then they made Divinity Original Sin, which is a turn-based, isometric, I think, D&D simulator. And this came out when the best D&D simulator, quote-unquote, on the market was either Baldur's Gate or Dragon Age Origins. And you better not come into my house and say, what about Pillars of Eternity? Pillars of Eternity is awesome, but it is not a D&D simulator. And I played through Divinity Original Sin 1, and I said, this game is amazing. This game has some problems. The humor is a little bit forced. It can be sequence broken pretty easily. There's some moments that don't make sense. The main plot of Divinity Original Sin 1 is by far the weakest part of that game, in my opinion. I don't care for the main plot of Divinity Original Sin 1 at all. That said, the world building, the side content, the characterization, the gameplay scratch the itch so hard that Obsidian Studios and Owlcat Games started playtesting a turn-based mode for Pathfinder and Pillars of Eternity, respectively. And then the sequel came out. And then Divinity Original Sin 2 dropped, and my god. If you have trouble visualizing D&D, if it's hard for you to think about placement and like how to describe a scene, how to understand terrain, how to make things make sense on a tabletop map or in the theater of the mind, play Divinity Original Sin 2. And within probably 3 hours, you'll get it. That's not an exaggeration. I'm not trying to be funny. If you want to understand what we see when we play D&D, especially if things are moving real quick, and you're like, how in the fuck are you guys doing this and all on the same page? Play Divinity Original Sin 2. Within just a little bit, you'll be like, I get it. Because it is just straight D&D. So much so that Wizards of the Coast, the granddaddies of tabletop RPGs, D&D flagship Big Hoss Wizards of the Coast, they got up off their gilded throne and they looked down over little itty-bitty Larian Studios with their struggles, and they looked at Divinity Original Sin 2 and they said, "You there!
We have a need for a new Baldur's Gate. The story of Drizzt Brunor Battlehammer, and a few others. The Lost Realms of Faerun. We need you to make a new Baldur's Gate.
And naturally, Larian Studios was like, I bet. I cannot overstate how virtually unknown Larian Studios was before Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. And they exploded enough that Wizards of the Coast was like, Baldur's Gate sequel, let's go. That is the equivalent of fucking Matt Mercer coming into my stream during DA and be like, write me lore for Tal'Dorei. Like, that's what happened. Like, it's insane in the best way. Now, I'm gonna play Baldur's Gate 3. I'm gonna play it probably not day one, because it comes out in the middle of October, the bastards, but in November, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna play Hades, or if I'm gonna play Baldur's Gate 3, but I'm gonna play one of them. I promised you guys that we're gonna play Baldur's Gate 3. And I'm gonna do it in character as my bard sorcerer Tristan Seargaze. That has not changed. However, relatively recently, as in after I made you guys that promise, I found out that in Divinity Original Sin 2, the pre-generated characters have stories. More to the point, they have incredibly compelling stories. When I played Divinity Original Sin 2 on stream with Swoosh and Such, Eves, and Military Cowboy, we all played pre-generated characters. And there were several moments in the game that we found something that just didn't make sense. And you could only play as 4 characters. Well, thank you, Steam Workshop and mod teams, because modders very quickly removed the 4-player stipulation and increased the difficulty accordingly, because action economy is the only thing that matters in games like that. And the more I thought about it, the more I wanted to do a 6-character in-character run of Divinity Original Sin 2. And I couldn't think of an excuse to do it, so I made it the Tier 1 penultimate goal. I don't know when I'm gonna get that together. Hopefully, if we fund it, hopefully in the coming year, I'll be able to do it. But I'm gonna have to find at least 2, and preferably 5 other people to do this with. And then they have to be willing to do it in character, to read out all of the lore, and then we play through it. I don't know if I'm going to do any other mods. I might. We'll see. And then the mods have to not break. So, again, we'll see. This is going to take a lot of setup, but I think it will be very, very cool. The only thing is it will probably be after our Baldur's Gate playthrough, because I'm probably playing Baldur's Gate 3 this year. We'll see. No more new PC parts, and then a character-sponsored open dice night. If we fund that stretch goal, I will take a month that's not December in 2022 for open dice night, and one of my voiced characters will sponsor that game. It could be Rashal, Mert, Shago, Esvile, Bragg, Snorri. It could be Azaka. It could be Dashin. It could be Mei Sing. Like, any character that I've done, the community okay. I'm not going to say the community will vote for it, because you guys will vote for popcorn if I do that. I will compile a list of voices that I can do for multiple 4-hour stints, and probably do voices from that voice. And then you guys can vote from that list on who's going to sponsor an Open Dice Night. The Outlaw Tucker says Rashal, Snorri, or Tristan would be fun. Mert would be fun, too. Nice about to continue. Says the game run by Popcorn with the animals from Vom as the players. God. I could do it. I could do it. It would be a fucking pain in my ass, but I could do it. Fucking... I'd have to play Honey Heist. Like, I would have to play Honey Heist if we did that. Do it, you won't. Listen, if we get that far, if we, okay, all right, fine, Nightfall, you want to play that game, I'll throw down the gauntlet. If we can fund the second goal in Tier 2, the character-sponsored Odeon, which means we get the Art of the Keepers, I get the RAM for the new PC, emotes of the Keepers, the Divinity Run, my new motherboard, and the character-sponsored Odeon. If we can get that far, fine. I'll put Popcorn on the list to vote from. And we'll play Honey Heist. So, fine. If you guys want to make me voice Popcorn and play Honey Heist with a bunch of animals from Vom, pony up. That's the deal. Pony up and then vote. There you go. You did this, Nightfall. You did this. And the reason that I'm calling Nightfall out for this, by the way, is because that boy over there is going to have to play 3 wolves. If I'm going to play Popcorn DMing a Honey Heist game for fucking 4 hours, you're going to play all 3 wolves and you're going to be at that table, motherfucker. Nightfall says I'll fucking do it. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Start answer says sharp T. Oh god. Alright, let's keep moving. So the cooling fan for the new PC and quarterly t-shirt designs. So what this means is... we will have 4 t-shirts for you guys to purchase over the course of 2022. I'm really bad about merch. I admit that. I want to get more merch out to you guys. I want to get you guys cool stuff whenever you want it. And if we fund that stretch goal, then my art team will make 4 t-shirts, not counting October, for the year 2022. And if we fund it, that goal will appear on every subsequent October fundraiser. So if you guys want to keep doing quarterly t-shirt designs, we can talk. So... I have no idea what those would be. I have a couple that I have in mind. Don't let doubt enter the equation. Have a seat by the fire. We've been expecting you. Prey slaughtered might be a fun one. I have some ideas, but we need to fund that stretch goal. If you guys have any ideas, feel free to field them. After that, the PC processor, and then Kit Ryoki. I am so surprised that the response to Kit Ryoki has been as quiet as it is. You guys have been asking me to do little, like, snippets of songs, do karaoke, and I said, like, well, I don't want to get YMCA'd, and yada yada yada. And then I found out that, like, most video game music, unless the developers have come out and said otherwise, is, like, fair game. And there are several artists that either have music on Pretzel or who have been like, hey, play our music on your stream. We found that stretch goal, and I will make a channel currency reward, probably for both currency systems, to get me to pause the game, subject to boss fights, by the way. You can't, like, when I aggro the Orphan of Kos, you can't be like, okay, karaoke time. I mean, you can, but you're gonna wait until after the fight. And then I will pause the game, turn on some music, my choice, what the music is, and I will do a song. That being said, Corn 312 really wants me to do 24-hour Cinderella. So that's a stretch goal. Charity stream in 2022, probably early spring, or excuse me, early summer or late spring 2022. Excuse me. I will do I'll do a charity stream, unrelated to October, unrelated to the New Year's game. We'll do a separate charity stream with its own stretch goals. You guys, like, donate through charity. We'll probably use Tiltify. Donate to charity. Make me do stupid shit. We'll discuss what charity and when if we get that funded. Boom. The community clip contest. A couple of people have been asking about this, and it's actually sort of on the Fireside Chat discussion for tonight. But yeah, we'll do a clip contest, and it will be separated by, like, content. So afternoon streams will be one contest, or one category, I should say. DA shows will be one category, and open dice nights will be one category. And then you guys can submit clips. This does not have to be live, by the way, and actually it might be a little bit better if it's not. What you could do, and this is probably how we'll do it if we can get this far, what we'll do is we'll have you guys go to the YouTube archives and find something that you think is cool, funny, silly, stupid, like epic, like anything that you think is worth showing. You mark down the timestamp, and you submit that to the keepers. Find the video, the game, or the series, the video, and the timestamp, beginning and end, and you submit that to the keepers, and then the keepers and I will go through the submissions, see what people like, and then potentially put them up. There's probably going to be a stipulation of, like, 10 seconds. So, like, you can't submit the Orphan of Kos fight. But you can submit the Orphan of Kos kill. You can submit the Adamantoise kill. You can submit every single spike I've hit in Hollow Knight. You can submit, like, if we just want to do a Hollow Knight spike compilation, we can. If you want to do, like, emotional moments in DA, like, these are things that we could do. And we'll compile them all together, and we'll pick winners in each category, and those winners will get prizes. So that's what that is. I don't know what the prizes will be. I don't know any specifics about the clip contest as of yet. We need to fund the stretch goal first, and then I'll worry about the specifics. Then the GPU and the peripherals for the new PC, 5 more emotes, and then we're in tier 3. Hoi. If we get to tier 3, I'll be impressed. If we get halfway to tier 2, through tier 2 rather, I'll be impressed. But if we get to tier 3, there's some freaking cool stuff here, but good luck. So started off tier 3 goal, monthly 2022 giveaways. So every month we will do a special giveaway on the channel. Might be tea, might be merch, might be blanket mimic, might be the game we're playing, might be little things, because I don't have a lot of money, but little things. We'll do a giveaway every month, and then you guys can get free stuff on top of everything else that you do. 5 more emotes, so relatively quick in tier 3. A Shards of Eravane anthology. So I talked about this a lot, and I have very little to show for it. And I apologize for that. Shards of Eravane is my sandbox. Shards of Eravane is my world that I like to tell stories in, that I like to do tabletop games in, that I like to write lore for. Shards of Eravane is not a Dungeons & Dragons world. Shards of Eravane is not 5 Point Fox. Shards of Eravane is not Fate. Shards of Eravane is not Godbound. Shards of Eravane is not tied to a specific system, and it won't be. I've designed this world so that stories from any type can take root in this world, and you can use whatever system you want. Now, hopefully, hold that thought. Birchmila tossing $7.50 USD into my hat with no message, bringing us closer to our next goal. Thank you, Birchmila. I sincerely appreciate it. What does that bring us to, guys? That brings us to... I can't see it on the screen. It's too small. What are we up to, chat? What does that say? I feel like that, oh, God. I feel like that gif of the dude trying to look at the really small note card. What is that number? What are we up to? Looks like 82%, but that might be wrong. Oh, Birchmila's tip message is Popcorn GM win. We got a ways to go. Enderbender says we're up to $1,242.06 with 82.8% completion towards the Art of the Keepers. Thank you, guys. It's a little bit small, and I couldn't see it. Thank you again, Birchmila, for the $7.50, bringing us closer to our goal. Anyway, Shards of Eravane. So, Shards of Eravane, I'm hoping to do a 5 Point Fox Shards of Eravane story on Monday nights before the end of the year. The characters are mostly ready. The players are not. And, more to the point, this move is distracting and the art is absolutely not ready. I want to prioritize 6 Emperor Draconis art before Shards of Eravane art, so, you know, there's 4 months left in 2021, so maybe we'll get it out before the end of the year, but I don't know. Regardless, the first Shards of Eravane game will be a D&D 5 Point Fox story, but I want to do more than that. I want to do more than one Shards of Eravane game. Ultimately, like, yeah, D&D modules are fun, but I'd rather do Shards of Eravane stuff writ large. So as campaigns finish, with the probable exception of the Nightlights, we'll probably switch over to Shards of Eravane. I don't know for sure, but I might. But the anthology, the third tier 3 goal, the Shards of Eravane anthology, will be a sizable PDF with art, maps, and lore all about Shards of Eravane. This will not give specific character abilities. This will not give classes. This will not give stats for anything. This will give lore, art references. This will give, like, the things you need to build the world, but you, like, the person who has this book wanting to apply it to the system that they want. I've never seen something like this be done before. Usually books like this are tied to a system. This one will not be. This one will be a reference book that you can find something that you like, build around it, and play in Shards of Erevain. And I would love to see what you guys come up with. This PDF, we might get it bound, but I still owe you guys a cookbook, so I don't know. But this PDF will be available. It will probably be sold, but as cheaply as we can get it. For you guys to just look through Erevain stuff. And when we play Shards of Erevain, and you have your anthology book, you can look through it and you can be like, oh, they said they're going to Chapel. Here's what I know about Chapel. Oh, I wonder if they'll touch on this. And then, like, you know, you could be DiCaprio on the couch pointing at the television, like, hey, this thing, I know this thing. So we'll have that set up for you guys. Custom Foxbard alerts. So when you tip, cheer, when you host, when you follow, when you sub, when you gift subs, anything that causes an alert to happen on the channel. Usually there's a gift, a sound will play, blah blah blah, and that's, you know, that's how most people do it, and that's fine. And I still want to do that, but I want to do custom alerts. So somebody hosts a channel, and little Foxbard runs out on the bottom of the screen and waves and holds up a little sign that says "Thank you for the host," and then like does like the old cartoon, like puffy cheeked, 2 fingers in the mouth whistle, and then like the barkeep comes out, and the little Foxbard holds up a sign that says like, so and so is here with a host of 5. We need a table. And then the barkeep nods and they both leave, or something like that. Like, I want to do little like Foxbard digital assistant alerts for whatever anybody does. I think that would be really fun. Then my costume, which is what I refer to the outfit that I need for public appearances. My hat, my mask, my boots, my whole outfit. I need to like get it made. I need to be the Foxbard if I'm going to go out in public. And that's a lot. I need, like, custom leather craft done. I have a leather worker. I need custom, like, tailoring done. I have a tailor. You know, I need a haberdasher. I've got a line on one. Like, I have the people. I just need the materials and the manpower. And I'm getting a lot of messages, so give me 1 second. So we need to get that funded. After that, we have another tabletop story, Strike the Band. We've talked about Strike the Band before. We have players for Strike the Band. We have characters for Strike the Band. And we have quite a bit of art for Strike the Band. And then I put the kibosh on it. And I put the kibosh on it because the more I thought about Strike the Band, the more I needed music. Strike the Band is an anime, sort of. It's an anime-style hero's journey that will follow a young band in a schoolyard games-style anime, manga, visual novel that focuses on music, right? Think about, like, let's pick an anime that's ubiquitous, that basically everybody knows and we can talk about it. And the one that comes to my mind immediately is Pokemon. Pokemon is effectively, people make the joke that it's dogfighting, and it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. But it's a very specific thing. People don't get into fights in Pokemon, they get into battles in Pokemon. You don't go to the gym to get yourself ripped. You go to the gym to train your Pokemon. You solve disputes with your Pokemon. Your Pokemon help you around the house. They help you, like, just in general. Like, they are an extension of you. And that is showcased by the fact that the trainers get, like, winded during a battle, even though they're not the ones exerting themselves, right? Another example that comes to mind is an anime called Beyblade. Beyblade is effectively the same type of show, except instead of Pokemon, it's metal spinning tops that battle. These tops are an extension of the trainer, so to speak. They have competitions, and ultimately the crux of it is the same story. There's even an evil corporation, like in Pokemon, that's like trying to stop the Beyblades, and there's like a mystical element. But the point is, it's the same thing. You don't get into fights in Beyblade. You get into battles in Beyblade, and your Beyblades solve the disputes for you. People use Beyblades. I've seen in Beyblade, I've seen people use Beyblades as tools in that manga. Excuse me. So like lumberjacks, instead of using chainsaws to cut down trees, they are like hurling Beyblades at trees and knocking them over and stuff like that. Like, they're a ubiquitous part of life and an extension of the user. Well, Strike the Band is that as well, but with music. So the band would be touring around the world, and you would see these like cool music-based locales, and they would get into like gym battles, so to speak, to train their music, and then they would go to like the league, so to say, and there would be a big competition, and then they would like have the battle of the bands, and there would be the evil corporation. There would be all of these notes, music pun, but the overall flavor would be different. And the more I thought about this, the more I was like, this tabletop story will not work without music. So I started looking into how much music like this would cost. And there's a reason that it is so far down the tier 3 list. But if we can fund that stretch goal, I will have all of the music I need to play Strike the Band. I will have the main band's music, I will have the gym leader's music, I will have the rivals' music, I will have the bad guys' music. Anytime there's a battle, we will have custom songs for that battle. It'd be pricey. It'd be very pricey, Outlaw. There's a reason it's so far down the list. But I really like the idea of Strike the Band. I really like the idea. I love the art that's already been made. It is phenomenal. I can't get to it easily right now to show you, but the art of Strike the Band is so good. The concept, I think it's so fun. And I'm pretty firm, like, if I'm going to do Strike the Band, I'm going to do it right. And in order to do it right, we need to fund that stretch goal. So basically what I'm saying is, if we don't fund this year, we will probably put this up next year. Or the year after. And, you know, hopefully I make enough money for streaming that I don't need your guys' help and we can just do Strike the Band. And you guys can come in on a given week and be like, yo, I just watched 4 hours of an anime and there was badass music. And all this other stuff. But we'll see. We'll see. Then a VTuber model. A lot of people have been asking me, hey, kid, if you don't want to do a face cam, would you be willing to do an animated avatar? You know, of the Fox Bard, of a little chibi fox, of the masked bard. Like, would you consider doing something like that? Because a lot of people, I'll be honest with you, I don't understand it. I don't understand why. But a lot of people have said that they would get more out of the stream if I did that. That shit's expensive, yo. That shit's expensive. So, either we could do it like visual novel style, and I could have Happy Sprite, Worried Sprite, Grumpy Sprite, Focus Sprite, Angie Sprite, etc. Or we could do a fully mocap like model, and I could use like face rig or something, and we could set it up that way. I don't know which one I want to do. I might do, if we get that far, I might do a 2-part goal. The first one for the sprites, the second one for the mocap model, and then go from there. An animated intro for every stream. There would be an animated intro. This would be literally for every stream. So by the time this is done, some of these shows will probably be off air. But as an example, this would be an animated intro for Tales of the Nightlights, for Crown of Fangs, for Voices of the Mountain, for the afternoon stream, for the Open Dice Night, potentially themed per Open Dice Night, though I doubt that would be possible. But that would be intros, and I think that would be really cool. And then the ultimate goal is MaskCon. At the bottom of Tier 3, MaskCon. We've talked about it for a while, community meetups, live DA shows, whatever. This involves getting a venue, getting people together, getting activities, getting refreshments, getting entertainment. There's a lot to do with MaskCon, and I barely understand any of it. But people have been asking. So if we fully fund the October stretch goals, we'll do MaskCon. It's that simple. But I mean, frankly, good fucking luck. Like, I don't say that to be a dick, but like, I know how expensive that final goal is on top of all the other money that has been raised. Good luck is all I'm gonna say. Now, questions, comments, concerns, suggestions. Let's talk. October 2021 stretch goals. Elements greater than their sum. What do you guys got? What do you guys want? Talk to me. Anybody got opinions? Anybody got questions? Anybody got comments? So, like, anything. What do you guys got? I talked for a long time, so now it's y'all's turn. Nightfall says, I'm good on this. Boy. Nightfall says, actually, I have one thing. Gone. Who did that eye in the corner? Birch Mila. That is the symbol of October. That has appeared on every single piece of October or official October art since the inception of the channel. Or inception of the tradition, I should say. So the first October had that symbol, the second October had that sigil, etc., etc., etc. The theme might change, but that logo is always present on October stuff. Always. So other than that, do we want to move on off of this topic? Final call for questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions about the October 2021 stretch goals. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you guys like, what you guys want to see more of, what you guys want to see less of. The Fireside Chat is not a lecture hall. It's a time for you guys to speak up. What do you got? And if you got nothing, we'll move on. I'm out of water. That's unfortunate. So, moving on. October merch, past and present, because you guys funded that stretch goal. You guys funded previous October merch. So, right now, October merch is t-shirts, hoodies, hoodies, and posters. Variable size, gloss paper, matte paper, or I could do canvas, but it's expensive. Is there any other merch for October stuff that you guys would like? You want October tote bags? Do you want October t-shirt? Not t-shirts, mugs? Do you want October phone cases? That might be kind of fly. What would you guys like to see? Anybody? So, maybe tote, or let's do it this way. Tote bags, question mark. Mugs, question mark. Phone cases, slash, or question mark. Pillows, I could do pillows, I think. Question mark. What are you guys thinking? Ugh. Tote bags, yes, okay. Phone cases could be neat. I can do both of those, sure. Like the pillow idea? Okay. That's 6 potential merch items. But if you guys buy them, I'll put up whatever the fuck you want. As long as they get bought. I think October tote bags could be really nice. I kind of want a 2019 tote bag. That was colors, catch your eye. That art is so pretty. One of my favorites. I could get that on a tote for sure. So, hours and archives. Just real quick, are we guys good with the current hours of the stream, the current way the archives are being handled? Speaking of which, I've already talked to all of the DA players. When we're not doing a Fireside Chat, the Saturday evening stream slot is going to go to a missed opportunity from the previous week, or the next week if you know what's going to happen. So, for right now, next Saturday will probably be Tales of the Nightlights, because Tales of the Nightlights is currently being pushed aside because of Open Dice Night. That's very likely to happen basically every month. So, something will go in that Saturday evening slot. Instead of missing it for a week, or in the case of Open Dice Night, 4, we could just move it to Saturday evenings instead. I've already cleared this with Crown of Fangs players, I've already cleared this with Voices of the Mountain players, and I've already cleared this with Tales players. And moving forward, if we set up a tabletop game, we'll see if people can do that, and that will be how we set up Saturday evening slots. Other than that, how are we with the current stream hours and the current archives? Do you guys like them? I just want to touch base really quick and make sure all is good. Good to see you, PB. The emote looks fantastic, by the way. I don't know if it's in. Let's see if it's in. Sharp Cozy. That's the old Sharp Cozy, but I might need to refresh. Do you guys see the new Sharp Cozy? It updated on my end. Awesome. Okay. So, I'm going to skip over the sizzle reel. We don't need to worry about that right now, because I'm starting to get kind of tired, if I'm being honest, and we really need to discuss what we are going to play after Boy Band. I got a bit of Boy Band left to do, but I don't think we have enough Boy Band to get all the way through September. So, we need something to play in September, something relatively light, because I don't want to start something big and not be able to play it because of October, and then pick it up again in November. It's just not something that I enjoy doing. Grime came out recently. It is a 2.5D Souls-like in the vein of Hollow Knight or Salt and Sanctuary. It has a very specific aesthetic and a very interesting world that I definitely want to see more of. Mortal Shell got an update, but unfortunately, I can't transfer my save file from my PS4 to my PS5. So we would have to start Mortal Shell over from the beginning and then play the DLC. Oh no. Oh no. More Mortal Shell. Whatever will I do? Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, probably 3 or 4 days of streams would get through that. Yakuza 5, I don't know if we could get through Yakuza 5 after Boy Band before October, but it's on the list. Another reshoot or Hades are these are the ideas that I have. If you don't see a game on this list and you think it would be a good thing to play in September, talk to me. I'm really iffy on Hades because I feel like Hades is going to take us months. Multiple months. Which is why I'm a little bit unsure if I want to do Hades first, or if I want to do Baldur's Gate 3 first. Because both of those are going to be long. But, like, Hades is, like, the type of game it's like, okay, we're going to be playing Hades for the next 90 days. There's a lot there. There's a lot there. Your thoughts, chat. Grime could be nice, yeah. I'm just going to make a couple of quick updates while you guys are thinking and typing out your replies. I'm just making some notes to move these down to next month. If we do one next month. Probably not Hades in September. Agreed, Outlaw. Now, Father Kasuna says, so let's do Baldur's Gate for October, then do Hades about the new year. What you're saying, Nightfall, is we are going to do three non-October games, potentially 4, between now and 2022. We're going to finish Boy Band, we're going to do something in September, we're going to do October, then we're going to do Baldur's Gate and Hades, and that's going to be it. Like, I'm cool with that, but that's a big ask. Nightfall says, I kind of really want to see Hades, but also see Baldur's Gate. I mean, same, but they're huge. I don't have any idea how long Baldur's Gate's going to take. And Yakuza 5 is still sitting there. Yeah, Yakuza is great, Outlaw. Don't get me wrong. Yakuza is great, but rarely is it my first choice. Yakuza is a fantastic game when we don't know what to play. PB says, I remember Yakuza 5 being a lot, though. That's why I didn't say anything. Yeah, Yakuza 5 is, I think, the second biggest Yakuza game. It's huge. Like, again, I love me some Yakuza. We've played through 5 games so far, with another 5 or 6 on the docket for whenever we get to them. But let me ask you this, Outlaw. Would you rather play Yakuza, or rather, excuse me, would you rather see Yakuza or Baldur's Gate? Would you rather see Yakuza or Hades? I feel like the answer is somewhat obvious. But maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe chat wants to go hard in Yakuza 5, which I'm down for. Like, I'm down for Yakuza 5. Outlaw says I'd rather see Baldur's Gate. See, that's kind of my point. PB says, I'm going to see Kiryu and Super Monkey Ball, so I'm fine. Fair. Okay, so Boy Band, Grime. We'll see if we have any time after that. Mortal Shell. And then Baldur's Gate. Okay, so that's the next question, right? After October, are we doing Baldur's Gate or are we doing Hades? Like, we come off of October. Hopefully, we're feeling good. We had a lot of fun in October. And then November 1st or 2nd, depending on how tired I am, what do we want to see? What's getting butts in the seat? Baldur's Gate or Hades? That's a hard choice, y'all. That's a hard choice. Like, that choice is so hard, I'm not sure I can make it. A reminder on both fronts. For Baldur's Gate, we're going to do as much as we can do in one playthrough, and I'm going to be doing it in character as my Tiefling Bard Sorcerer Tristan Seargaze that I like to play. For Hades, we're at minimum going to get the true ending, And more to the point, we're going to do as many of the side stories as we can before I get sick of it. Which might be all of them. I don't know. So you're staring down the barrel of 2 good times, but big times. What does chat think? Nightfall the Consunia says, I want to see both, but I think I'm putting my vote into Hades. Actually, you'd be doing Baldur's Gate staggered from release, which may attract more people looking to see the start of the game. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm going to be doing both of them staggered from release, to be fair. Nightfall says, I'm putting my vote for Baldur's Gate. Wait! We have a mechanism for this. Yes, we do. We do have a mechanism for this. Poll time. I will do a poll if chat is split. Nightfall. The Fireside Chat is not really a time that I want to do polls if I can help it. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I want to hear you expound on your ideas. It's just me talking to a bunch of numbers if I make a poll. Because people will vote and not say anything, which is fine, but it's not what I want to do for the Fireside Chat. A poll is good for, like, while we're doing other things. Or even arguably for sub day. But it's less good for the Fireside Chat. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I want you guys to further the discussion. So Nightfall can't heckin' decide what he wants to do. I can't heckin' decide what I want to do. The Outlaw Otaku is leaning towards Baldur's Gate. Okay. Ooh, okay. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up, chat. I just looked it up. Baldur's Gate 3 is PC only. If I have my new PC, great, no issue. But if I don't, then we have to wait.
No electricity.
There's nothing we can do. So if my new setup is done by the end of October, great, cool. Then we'll see what we want to play. If not, it's gotta be Hades. Like, it's gotta be. Well, Hades or Yakuza, but I feel like you guys would choose Hades. I feel like I would choose Hades at that point. Don't get me wrong. I'm playing Baldur's Gate. But I'm gonna play Baldur's Gate when I can play it with you guys. And if it's PC only, I can't do that right now. It's out of my hands. One second. So, that moves us back to, what are we playing after Boy Band? I saw a couple of people say Grime, but I didn't see anybody commit. I saw somebody say Ratchet and Clank, but it was just one voice. Where are we at after Boy Band? We'll probably have about, I would say, 2/3 of September left. And let me be clear, I have no idea how long Grime is. It's a 2.5D game. It's a Souls-like. It's got some platforming. That game could be 12 hours. It could be 40 hours. I don't know. Celtic Wolf 25, good to see you. Welcome on in. Celtic Wolf says, I wouldn't mind Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Might be fun to see something kind of funny. It's definitely going to get played. I'm 100% going to play Rift Apart. I enjoyed the hell out of Ratchet and Clank 2016, and you guys did too. We just about 100%ed that game. It was a whole lot of fun. We'll play Rift Apart. I promise you that. It's just a matter of when. I see a couple of people jumping on the Grime train, though. We have more people voting for Grime than for Ratchet and Clank. We might play both. I don't know how long Boy Band is going to take. I don't know how long Grime is going to take. But if I need something, you know, a week or two, maybe even like 5 days, between September and the start of October, yeah, I'm almost certainly going to grab Ratchet and Clank in that instance. Is there anybody that is against Grime? I guess that's another thing that we should say. Is there anybody watching this who was like, that game, I don't want to see it. I don't want to be here. I don't want you to play it. Like, anybody got that in mind? Because otherwise, I'm going to do Boy Band, Grime, maybe Ratchet and Clank, Arttober, and then Hades. And that will be our timeline until basically the end of the year. Sounds good? All right. Hi, Nix. Did you get home okay? Grime. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is a maybe? Boop. And then Hades. So. It's getting late. I got some stuff I need to do. But there's one more thing that I want to talk to you guys about. It's specifically for the fans of Decisive Action. Should I bother making a concrete D&D timeline and tracking the chronomatic movements of each campaign? Because right now, I'm leaving it kind of up in the air so that I can just do cool shit whenever I want. If I set up these timelines, I'm gonna have to get it down to the second if I want to have them overlap. Which I do. Which chat really wants me to overlap DA. And I have been doing it a little bit, and it's been a lot of fun. But how do you want me to do it? Do you want me to have a specific timeline, or do you want me to just kind of let it flow and do cool shit as it comes up? What's your preference? PB says, for what it's worth, I'm always on the side of chaos. Fair enough. Chaos doesn't always lend itself to a good story, but it has its place, certainly. Anybody else got any opinions? Because otherwise I'm going to write PB is a fan of chaos on this. PB is a fan of chaos. Cool. Next Leviathan says, mayhem! Indeed. Outlaw Taco says, maybe track certain moments? Maybe. Flow can mean chaos? Yes, it can, Celtic. Nightfall says, I would like to see some coherence, but it seems like you kind of have that handled. It may bode well for story structure, though. It will be harder to have concrete timelines if the games are going to oversect. But some people prefer the structure. That's why I'm asking. It will certainly be easier to just mark story beats when and can try to kind of line them up instead of saying, on this date at this time, the champions of the North were here, and if the Nightlights are at this place at this date and this time, then this thing would have happened. Like, it's going to be a lot if I do it that way. But I will if people really want me to do that. Anybody? Anybody? Nightfall says it may require a lot of research from your players as well. No, that's firmly the GM's job. Nevoth says, as speaking as one of your players, it could be fun to work on with you. This is not something that I would do for fun, homie. This is definitively work. Sorry, Actor says, I would say mark only important story beats and events. Okay. That's 2 people leaning in that direction now. They're favoring your direction, Parrish, to answer your question. Alright, cool. So, we've been at this for 2 hours. I've got house stuff I need to do, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it here. But we got a lot done. We know what we're going to do next. We have some opinions on stuff, and I appreciate you guys for it. We do one of these every month, in the middle of the month on the channel here, and we feed these decisions into Sub Day at the end of the month, which is coming up on August 29th. It'll be a Sunday. I don't do an afternoon stream. We'll be all on the Discord. !social will get you there, even if you're not a sub. But if you do want to take part in Sub Day, make sure your sub is active or will be active. Right now, I gotta get going. I got some stuff to do. Thank you guys for being here, and as always, time to leave you with these parting words. From myself and my keepers to all of you, the regulars, the followers, the newcomers, and the lurkers, whether you're just having a seat by the fire or you've got a running tab at the bar, remember, there's always more stories to tell. And hopefully, I'll see you all next time for another Fireside Chat and a new chapter. Good night, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and hope to see you again soon.